he has been quoted as saying, some people treat football as a matter of life and death, but it's more important than that. And Bill Shankly, you've already started to chuckle. You did say that, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yes. Said that to a newspaper man in London. Yeah.
But when was it that football first became important to you in this really important way?
Well, as long as I can remember, possibly I was 10-year-old, 11-year-old, I can't tell you. But it came to me that I was going to be a football player. And that's all I wanted to do. School was only secondary.
But you see, it comes to a lot of boys to think that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But you did become one. Now,
Yeah.
how did that happen?
Because I had the will to be that and the ability.
But I mean, you couldn't have had anybody near you that knew any ropes to pull or strings to pull, I mean, to get you into a club.
No, only that I had 4 brothers before me who were all professionals. There was 5 of us, all professional football players, which was quite unique.
But I mean, what was it then that you felt about the game that made it seem so absolutely all important to you?
Oh, it was the only thing I knew, Mavis, because as my brothers had been pros. And there was nothing else at all in the whole world but football.
Yes, but you see, pardon me saying so, but it is only a game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a game to some people, but to me it's, as I told the man, it's more important than life and death. Yeah.
But you started off what, as a schoolboy footballer in a school which played football or what?
Yes, they played football at school. It was no organised game now, just a kickabout, because the school was too small to have an organised team. Then we played in the evening in the summer till dark, and then all during the summer. I mean, all we did was play football, nothing else.
What did your mother think of all of you being such fanatics, then, I wonder?
Well, on my mother's side, she had 2 brothers who were professionals, so possibly the football came from my mother's side.
But did she want you to be a footballer?
No, well, my mother didn't. My mother was the most wonderful person in the world. Probably everybody says that about their mother.
No, they don't. You say
I don't think that she had an enemy. No, never in all my life have I ever met such a person. And if I lived till I was 1,000,000, I'll never meet another one. Yeah.
But what was it about her?
She never had any enemies. She was kind-hearted. She gave away her last penny. She was brilliant. Yeah.
And did she say...
An inspiration to everybody.
But did she want you to go into this thing, which after all was tricky to get into, to make a go of, wasn't it?
Well, I think she knew, Mavis, that where I lived it was either the pit, the coal mines, or football. 2 things. And it was the pit first and the coal mines second.
But
I think she'd rather seen us playing football than going down the pits.
The pits, right. So then tell me then, where did it go from being a schoolboy who was good at football and absolutely enthusiastic about it? How did you then get into teams and what?
Well, I went into the pit to work first. Then I played for a junior team. Then a scout from Carlisle United saw me playing for the junior team. He recommended me. I went on a month's trial. I played 1 game and was signed as a professional player for Carlisle. It was as easy as that and as simple as that.
And then when you were a player, what kind of player were you then?
Oh, well, I gave you 100%. I was fit and hard and tough, and I played simple. I was possibly a socialist football player. You know, I helped everybody. You know, I did all their jobs for them. Probably did 3 or 4 men's work during the time I was on the field.
Can you see a great change in the attitude of football players to the game now? Because a lot of people do say this, don't they, that it's changed, the game has changed. It's deteriorated, they almost say.
Well, the world has changed.
Right.
I mean, and there'll be changes in football in every 10 years, possibly. There's changes. There's still some good players, but I don't think there's many great players as there was in the 30s when I was playing.
Well, in the 30s when you were playing, though, it was very much, wasn't it? I mean, the sort of, the image of the footballer was a chap with an open shirt, and out he'd go in all weathers. He never wore an overcoat. He was almost aggressively working class, wasn't he?
Well,
was that the kind of player?
That's a possibility. When I was a boy, if you had an overcoat, you were a snob. You know,
a show-off, anyway.
Show off. Nobody wore the overcoats, you know.
That's right.
We thought maybe he'd stolen it somewhere. We saw him. I think that's possibly the image, yeah. I think it's changed now.
But the game itself, when you said you were a socialist player and you said that you wanted to share, I mean, are you saying something particular about the kind of game it was then? Yeah,
well, my views are socialistic views in all aspects. Not that I'm a radical, I'm a militant man, you know, because I think that everybody should help each other. And football, we prove conclusively that we at Liverpool and other clubs as well, and Preston, had a team that they all helped each other. And consequently, every one of them was capped for his country. So by playing collectively, they got individual honours.
But you know, you've done two things. You were a player and a successful player, and then you became a manager. When did you think you were going to want to be a manager then?
Oh, after I started playing, and it was maybe the war had ended, and I was 30 years of age. Then I wanted to be a manager. I was hell-bent on that. So I went and studied the game, the coaching system, the physiotherapist side of it. I mean, what your heart's capable of doing, all the bones in your body. And I went through all that and studied it very deeply.
But is there a danger that a manager can be so hard to get the best result from his team that he would actually overpush his team to be fit and to be strong? And then poor devils, where are they at the end of their career? Mavis,
training players to be athletes, to be football players, is an art, and if you don't know about it, you'll make a mess of it. Well, and half the people in the game, and not half of them, a lot of people in the game don't know how to train people. They don't know the details. And Liverpool's success is down to all the details none of them being missed out. And in the end, they're successful, the most successful team in England.
Tell me, what is an art of training then?
The art is knowing what to do and when to do it.
But you were telling me, weren't you, that you had a sad lesson learnt by your brother's way of being trained?
Yes, I did. It was, in a sense, it was beneficial to me in the end, but not to my brother. As a boy, he went to a team when he was 16 years of age, and they overtrained him. They gave him the training that the big men were getting, and they overtrained his heart muscle. And his life lasted till he was 53, and he died. And now, that was a lesson to me when I came into the football, and when I got to see Huddersfield, and the laws turned up at 15, a skinny little boy, then I knew that to overtrain him would be a silly thing. I learnt my lesson, and I brought boys like Law along, trained them, stopped them when they needed training, and I knew what to give them. So I guided them. But
do you always find that a player wants to be trained like you want to train him and keep him at it? You must have to keep them at it, mustn't you?
Yes. It's an art. It's a trade, like a tradesman, and if you don't know it, then you'll fall by the wayside. You could be lucky, you could win something, you could be in and you could be out, but Liverpool's in for 15 years of consistency. It's not a myth. It's not just an accident. It's all laid down. The plans are there.
But you know, you could almost be called obsessive about football, couldn't you?
Oh, is that a new word? I think you're going to get another word for that.
All right,
yes.
I'll try another word out on you. You said when you were talking to me before we came in today that when you were a player, you were different from the other players even, in that as soon as the match was ended...
Yes.
Go on, tell me what you said.
I was different, I think, that I was so single-minded, and I didn't get married till I was about 30 years of age. I thought getting married finished you, know. When the game was ended on a Saturday, maybe we would go to Blackpool on Saturday night, because we live near Blackpool. I would go somewhere. I didn't drink, of course, or smoke. But on Sunday morning, after the match, I started preparing for next week's match. I went to the ground, had a pine bath, had a massage, had sunray. Then Bill Shankly started getting ready for next Saturday's game. So when next Saturday came, he was hard, like steel. And this is all my life. I did everything I do is to keep fit, even now. I don't do anything wrong. I train now, and I do everything the same way. I want to die a healthy man.
Why? Well, what made you want to be as fit as that? To play the game, or just because you wanted to be fit for another reason?
I want to be fit because I want to be ready for any eventuality. I don't want to be caught unawares, like a country being invaded by another country. I don't want to be caught unawares. If you're caught unawares, you're rubbish.
But what got me, was that we used to say this to people at school. If we used to say, how are you going to swat tonight for the exam tomorrow? And they say, no, I'm going to have to play tennis. And then they wouldn't. Yeah. They'd go home and secretly swat, right?
Yeah.
Now, you were a bit like that. If you weren't you? If you went and played football and got yourself ready on a Sunday morning, all the other players were having a good time.
Yeah. Well, this is a point, the swatting part of it. When the examination's ready, they're all dying as well. Now, if you don't know it, swatting won't make it for your examination. The night before, you learn nothing. you're better to go and have a game of tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me this, you said you thought that if you got married, that was the end of it.
Yeah, I thought that was the end. Oh, yeah.
End of what?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I wouldn't be as strong as Samson, you know.
But I mean,
Yeah.
did you think that it was going to be a threat to your freedom to do just what you wanted to do yourself?
Well, I think that anything that anybody does, drink, smoke, sex, in moderation will do you no harm. That was one thing I learned. So everything I did was in moderation, although I didn't drink and smoke. Never did do.
But then were you a chap that wanted to be on your own quite a lot then? That you were so fixed on your idea of football that nothing else was going to tempt you, was it?
No, I had friends my friends were real friends. The first one I had was a boy called Joe Brain from Ebbavale at Preston, and him and I were inseparable. And I've always had friends like that. Yeah.
Well, then when you met your wife, did she know what she was in for?
Oh yeah, oh she knew. First time she saw me was training, out in the roads training, and she said that must be a nutcase out there. That was me, of course.
But tell me this, you see, that a lot of women get really fed up with the fact that this game that they regard as just a game is taking over the chaps to the point of absolutely madness, isn't it? And and they get fed up. Doesn't your wife get fed up?
I think she does. But she realises it's it's my living, Mavis. I made my living at that. So I mean, you've got to suffer a little bit if you're making your living.
Tell me one other thing about soccer players then. When a soccer player really hits the headlines, you know, he really gets attracted, everybody gets attracted to him. Like, let's say Georgie Best.
Yes.
Are the women really crowding after these footballers?
Yes. Victim of circumstances, George Best. George had a lot of girls, and they were chasing after him.
But I mean, why is this then? I can't understand, because I can understand that they chase after him in one way, but they don't chase after film stars in the same way, or at least they don't get them. I mean, are footballers so available, or what?
Well, I think football, the film stars are on the screen, but you don't see them as much as football players. They're in the open. I mean, I think the film stars have got the dolls and all, you know, after them. And possibly more than the football players, but it's secretive. I mean, George Best, everything he does is publicised, and I feel sorry for him. Very nice little fella chap, actually. But he has been with, well, allegedly with many girls. They've chased after him, let's be fair.
You mean he can't help it?
Well, he's a good-looking boy, he's a good player, he's in front of the public, they're all after them.
I mentioned in the link at the very beginning of the programme about hooliganism.
Yeah.
Now then, you reckon there are two kinds, don't you? I mean, vandalism and hooliganism are two different things.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, explain that.
Well, I think that vandalism is destroying property, which is a terrible crime. I mean, that's just nonsense.
And that does go on with football fans, doesn't it?
Oh, no, Mavis, no, don't call them football fans if they're destroying property, no.
Right, well, what are they?
Hooliganism at football is a fight in a crowd. I mean, I've seen as a boy, I've seen open fights with 50, 60, 100 men fighting. I mean, real men, they weren't stabbing each other in the back. Standing up fights, fist to fist. I think that hooliganism and vandalism is two different things.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to a football match and there's an argument, I mean, it's quite natural for men to lose their temper and fight. They're not breaking any laws. What the hell's wrong with a fight? Huh? If it's a fair fight, I like to see a good fight. Yeah. I mean, you saw one the other night, or an all-age fight anyway.
Right, well, that's in a ring.
Yeah.
There's a control, isn't there? I mean, but a fight on the terraces can get out of control.
Yeah, but it's only natural for human beings, because after all, I mean, since time immemorial, since the world began, I mean, they're rowing people to the lions at one time. I mean, people are only semi-animals. I mean, where there's men and there's some that got to win and some that's got to lose, somebody's going to lose their temper. And surely if you're going to have a fight and it's a fair fight, you're not going to be called a hooligan.
No, but what do you think then? I mean, do you think that it's been blown up by the papers too?
Yes, exactly. I would ignore it. Let the boys have their little flurry here and there. They go and maybe at Stamford Bridge or maybe somewhere else. I wouldn't publicise it at all. I'd leave it. And you'd hear nothing about it.
Do you think that there is a chance? I mean, sometimes people criticise football because the facilities are not all that good, and they certainly don't attract a family audience, you know, and it's the rough male sort of thing, isn't it? Now, do you think that football should attract a family audience, or would it change the nature of the game?
I don't know, really and truly. I mean, you mean the family, the man and the woman and his children. I don't know if it's if the children are old enough to understand it. I mean, I remember going. I mean, you might have children and watching a game, and they really don't understand the game. Or a woman might be, even yourself, no disrespect to women, might be at a game and they know nothing about the game. I remember being at Hampden Park one day, just after the war. Scotland were playing England, and Scotland scored a goal, of course, and Hampden erupted, 150,000. So she says to me, "Is that a goal?"
Yeah, but you know, come on, there's nothing very difficult in the game. We're going to be able to understand it, aren't we? If we want to. What women haven't done so far is wanted too much to understand it. They can't. They're a bit bored by it, aren't they? What I'm saying is, if you did try to attack a family to the game, would it change the nature of the game, do you think?
No, no, I don't think so. It depends on what's at stake, Mavis. If the stakes are high, it's all the same who's at the game. No.
You've been writing a book, haven't you?
Yes, I'm writing a book,
Yeah, and it's coming out in the summer.
And it is, yes.
What's it about?
It's Shankly by Bill Shankly.
And what is Shankly by Bill Shankly?
It's me from the cradle.
Yeah. What, a philosophy of life?
Philosophy, everything. Psychology, philosophy, everything. Yeah. From the day I stole turnips out the field and the cakes out the store and everywhere.
What is the sort of characteristic that you think you have got towards life then that makes you think Shankly by Shankly is something worthwhile?
I think that every day I've got the health and strength to go out my bed's a holiday. Yeah. And that I'm lucky to be that. And to get out of my bed and be able to do something that I want to do. Now that has changed a little because I'm no longer manager of a football club and I have a little more time in my hands. But deep down in the 20 months that have passed, I haven't had much time in my hands because I've gone from place to place talking.
But Bill, is your wife going to like it now that you've retired? Is she going to get worried about your restlessness?
I think she's a little bit worried. I think she thinks that I'm sorry that I've retired.
Are you
she
sorry?
She feels a little sympathy. In a sense, I feel sometimes that way, but I don't regret it, no. But I think so.
I think the whistles has gone, you know. Is that the right phrase for it? I think we've come to the end of the game and you've scored several goals. Thank you very much.